Hi guys, so a new fissure has opened up at the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, and that just continues to lead us in that same narrative of this volcano eventually erupting and possibly causing an earthquake, a tsunami. Again, with the whole action reaction, it could be that the earthquake sets off Yellowstone, where there has been activity detected, major tectonic shift. A major tectonic shift beneath the Yellowstone supervolcano has been detected, sparking fears of a massive eruption that could cause widespread devastation across the planet. Fears surrounding the Hawaii volcano eruptions have led to increased focus on the activity at the Yellowstone supervolcano. Increased activity above and below the surface of the US supervolcano has set off alarm bells for those who are monitoring the site for a potential eruption. Multiple earthquakes at the national park, followed by a fourth eruption of its usually dormant geyser, has led to speculation about the world's largest supervolcano. The supervolcano sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is responsible for earthquake and volcanic activity along the Pacific Ocean, most recently including Hawaii and Indonesia. There's also been some activity in Japan as well. The geyser steamboat, which I've talked about, that erupted on March the 15th, April the 19th, April the 27th, and May the 4th, hasn't seen such activity since September 2014, which is obviously not that many years ago, but considering everything else that's going on, consider it significant. A swarm of more than 200 earthquakes has also been detected over Yellowstone over a period of 2 weeks. This is indicating a major tectonic shift. There's usually three signs that they look out for in terms of an imminent eruption, which is seismic activity, ground deformation, and an increased gas outlet at the surface, or an eruption of steam or gases. Seismic activity and increased gas outlet at the surface, check and check. Ground deformation, they're saying there's been none, but can we take their word for it on that? Would they really let us know? I'm not sure, but the potential for it happening if an earthquake occurs because of Kilauea erupting is there. So we've got a lot to watch out for, particularly today and tomorrow. The US Embassy is opening in Jerusalem today, and there has already been some clashes, as you would expect. The Great Return March, last day of it was on Friday, but obviously considering the embassy opening today, we're going to see quite a bit of confrontation today and tomorrow. It's particularly interesting that Ivanka's over there at the moment. More than likely she'll be well protected and guarded, but considering how volatile the situation is, the potential for something happening there, possibly affecting the US delegation that is there, is quite high, and could lead to Donald Trump making some decisions like attacking Iran if he considers Iran responsible for if whatever happens, if anything happens. And obviously that would lead to Russia and China getting involved, and there we have the scenario with the submarines and the escalation into nuclear war. It wouldn't be hard to see Donald Trump going off the rails if something happened to Ivanka. So keep an eye on the US Embassy opening today. Donald Trump, his first year in office, he made and broke a lot of deals, and he made a lot of promises on the campaign trail. And whether you agree or not, it seems to fit with Daniel 9:27, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, 1 week being a year, in this biblical prophecy, I believe, or we believe. A covenant is an agreement, particularly a deal, Donald Trump the deal maker, or a promise, the promises he made on the campaign trail. He has kept a lot of those promises, like withdrawing from the JCPOA and withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal, and the list goes on. Those are just two of the ones that just come to mind, the Iran nuclear deal being the most prominent because it just happened recently while everything else was going on. So the rest of that particular verse goes on to say, and in the midst of the week or the year he shall cause the sacrifice and the ablation to cease, and for the overspreading of abomination he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. And when you think about Donald Trump's first year in office, and it's saying in the midst of the week, so that would be approximately halfway in my mind, the midst of the week, in the middle. Donald Trump, in his first year of office, in the middle of his first year in office, went to Israel and visited the Western Wall and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Sorry if I said that wrong. That's a very significant milestone, and obviously him being there would have had increased security, and certain things that would normally take place would not be able to take place. So that could be an interpretation of this part of Daniel 9:27, and I'm just presenting it because he is the deal maker. He has confirmed the covenant with many. He did, in the midst of 1 week, cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease when he went to visit the church over there in Israel. So I'm just presenting the information. So, you know, take it as you will. But when you think about things like,
who has heard the poem called The Snake?
When you hear things like that coming from him, reading snake poems, confirming covenants, and, you know, potentially setting World War III in motion with the decisions that he's made across the world, we could be looking at a very significant character here, one that isn't due to go anywhere for a while. Maybe he might be injured, as we've talked about, but he won't be permanently taken out of the picture. So with everything else that's going on, I just thought I'd present that information because it does seem significant to the Bible, to this particular chapter. And with everything else that's going on, it seemed significant. So, you guys, watch out for Kilauea, watch out for Yellowstone, watch out for the US Embassy opening in Israel today. That obviously comes after the Great Return March, after Donald Trump withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal. Watch out for Ivanka being there, and Donald Trump and Mike Pence not being there. So, you know, it could be that it's just, he uses Ivanka as a symbol. He sent her to North Korea or South Korea for the Olympics, and now he's sending her to the opening of the embassy. Hopefully nothing happens, as I said before, but it's definitely interesting and curious, and something that I'm going to watch intently. That is the end of the video. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.